Good morning, beautiful people. How are you doing on this beautiful Monday morning? This is the regular Space Junkie Takeover. This is our 1 hour program on What About It Plus channel. So, welcome everybody, wherever you happen to be. We are happy and delighted that you tuned in and you're watching this program with us. Obviously, if you want to show your support, come and join us to this channel, but also you can watch us on the 24/7 live stream as well. But without going into really deep details, let's start the show. I've got David here with me. He's my partner in crime. Hi, David. How are you doing?
Hello, Sabi. Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's nice to be here again. 1 week left, so there are lots of things happened again, and we try to do our best as always, and just making or doing a nice roundup what's going on at Starbase. So
Starbase is never boring, right?
yeah, as Felix always says, let's dive right in.
Let's dive right in. Exactly. Okay, let's start at Messi's as always, and let's see what is going on down there. We don't have we have flyover photos from the 23rd, so I'm gonna show some of those, and then we got some fresh ground photos from the 1st of September. So we're gonna combine these two sources. Right. Okay.
Mhm.
So what's going on? What's going on in there with that Can Crusher?
Yes, it's even more prepared. I mean, the test tank 16, which is sitting inside this frame, this testing frame, or with other words said, the cage, or that's actually the Can Crusher 2.0, which is a much more upgraded and much more robust test article. And yeah, you can see the tension rods are already installed, which is a new thing compared to the last week. So I guess the cap was already installed to the top of the test tank already last week, but that these rods, when what you can see, these blue long rods, um, aligned to the this cylindrical body, they have been installed from the last week. So they are preparing to stress this this poor article, test article, but it's his or her job. We don't know the the gender of this test article. But anyway, it was just a joke. But yeah, actually, it's prepared for the test, and let's see what can it withstand, because it's very important for the future of the Block 2 version and the Block 3 version of the Starship, because it's actually a test article for the bottom of the structure of the Block 2 version starships. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, if everything fits and everything happens as the expectations from the SpaceX engineers, then of course they can go forward and use this structure. What they are testing with this Can Crusher right now, or not right now, but in the next couple of days, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just it's worth mentioning why SpaceX is paying so much attention to crushing cans, so testing articles basically, because it's been with us basically since from the beginning. So they've been testing all kinds of structures, tanks, like a Frankenstein type of ship and booster elements together.
Yes.
So it seems like SpaceX is paying a huge attention to actually to finding out the structural sort of limits of their articles, which is important in the long run.
Yeah, and it's better to destroy a test article, unlike a totally an entire ship or an entire booster. Of course, it would be much more expensive, and it would take much more time. So they used to use these test articles. I guess the first one was the SN2, but I'm not sure.
Hmm.
So it's a water tank nowadays. So
Hmm.
they could reuse it. And yeah, so they trying out all the time something new, and of course the Starship development way is quite long, and SpaceX is I wouldn't say it's a very at the very beginning, but still very early phase of the development, because they just starting to build the Starship Block 2 versions, and then they will have the Block 3, and now talking about the boosters, they still use the Block 1 versions, and they will improve it, they will improve it to the Block 2 versions. So I guess we will see much more test articles in the future, because as I mentioned, it's better to destroy a smaller article than a totally entire booster or ship.
And as we know how SpaceX is developing Starship, instead of doing it on the drawing board till it's perfect, they like to test everything and basically just cross the line, and then just blowing up things and then finding out. Cutting off basically the wrong path and finding the correct path this way. So yeah,
That's the iterative development plan.
absolutely, and seems to be working out pretty good.
So far,
Okay,
so good.
is there anything else we need to mention on Messi's, or shall we go to
No.
the production side?
I guess we can move it.
Before we do that, on the right corner, you can see Port Canaveral. That's one of the Y cam pointing at the drone ship, and I think that's the drone ship that carried back that poor B-1062.
I'm
And
crying inside.
I think they're just picking up the pieces. If I wanna,
Yeah, the
use,
remainings of the late booster 1062.
I is it still there on the barge, or they removed it already?
Maybe they have removed all the debris.
I don't
But
see.
yeah, that's the shortfall of gravitas, and we hope that actually the drone ship itself wasn't harmed. But yeah, the Falcon 9 is gone. Our famous Falcon 9, because just a small personal memory that we could see it 2 years ago when we were in Florida, and actually that was the first experiment for us in our entire US trip, that we could see booster 1062, which was taken back on that day, I guess. So one day earlier. It was the drone ship arrived one day earlier.
Yep.
And that's why our famous booster.
It was quite a sight. Absolutely, it was quite a sight. Shame.
And it was a fleet leader, so it had the most flights. Actually,
23.
It finished with 23, and it's 22 more than other rockets.
Yeah.
Which is not the Falcon 9.
Unfortunately, I warn you, dear viewers, that you are not gonna escape my German-related joke. I think that Falcon is 9. Okay, so let's just move along to.
It hurts.
Okay, so this is the build site, and that includes the production site and Sanchez. Sanchez is in the distance where you can see the rocket garden. So this bit, and of course this is the main production area where the starships are born. So let's start with this Sanchez area.
Okay, so maybe you remember that last week we have already mentioned that a new area is built or constructed or prepared for a even bigger construction, which is going for the OLM too, or maybe it will be a mobile OLM. We don't know, or maybe it wouldn't any mount itself, because some rumors saying that it will be still on the ground. Actually, it will be a platform only. And like the maybe
so no OLM, no ring section. It's just
and it won't be a mount, so it won't be a higher thing than the ground level.
Like the legs and the OLM.
Yeah, so without leg and without maybe this ring section. So
it's going to be more like a conventional launch pad. what we can see at
Yes.
Florida, let's say.
Yeah.
Similar.
Of course, we don't know yet because no parts have arrived yet,
The
or
best part
maybe
is no part, you know that.
yeah. But in this case, we would be happy if we could see some parts of the new
Yeah, of course.
platform or pad, launch pad, because everybody's very excited about it, and of course, including us. And yeah, that's why we are waiting for the preparation of this new area, because when they are finished with when they are finishing this, then I guess the new structural things or the parts of the new pad will arrive, and they will just start to build it. And it doesn't matter how will it look like, but they will need quite a big area for that. So it will be a robust and quite big structure. But let's see what future
Holding.
is taking us. So yeah,
Okay. Um,
go to the
there is
rocket garden
no.
maybe.
Yes, but there is no
Of course, the parking lot.
morning talk. Is that definitely there must be a bit of parking lot. So
That's your
now
topic.
I think there's no topic here. There's not much to say, but at least we've shown it. So yeah, okay. Satisfaction happened. So
Okay, one tick.
what about exactly? What about the rocket garden? Is there anything happening in there or nothing? No changes.
Not as significant changes, but yeah, actually the S30 is enjoying his time or her time in the rocket garden,
It's time.
and or
Actually,
its
it's
time. Yeah,
she. Actually, she. All the ships they code
ships are she.
she are
Yeah,
female, so she's taking her time at the
yeah,
rocket
she's
garden
taking her
at the
time,
old pensioner park.
and there were some preparations in the payload bay area. So the hatch was opened in the recent days, and some guys, or of course the engineers were just moving inside and checking something, but it wasn't a big checking list, I guess, because the AC, so there wasn't any tube drove inside, because otherwise, if they have something big inside the ship, then they use this AC system. But currently, there wasn't anything like that, so it was only a small check, I guess.
But
So
as far as we are concerned, everything is ready. Both with
yeah,
both booster and ship. Booster, help me out.
12.
12, thank you, and ship 30 are at least according to Elon Musk, they are both ready to fly.
Yeah,
So
that's why I'm just telling this interesting thing. That's some guys were just moving inside the
maybe just
payload bay, and we don't know why.
maybe.
Because S30 wouldn't taking with her something, so there won't be any payload. So it's empty actually.
It's only her only payload is going to be data, as
Yes.
Elon Musk mentioned. Okay, we've got some stunning photos of the Star Factory. That's definitely worth showing, and of course, this office building. No, actually, no. Let's not rush that much. We're gonna touch base with the base. So what's going on in the base? The
So
constructions.
in the high bay is not much happening. So still the one and only which is inside the high bay is the S31. So the workers changing or removing the new heat tiles, but they are not in a big rush, and we mentioned it last week. Why? Because S31 has still a lot of time, and that's why they don't have to rush to the replacement of the heat tiles. And or we guess that they just waiting for the for the for the data for the S30, or how will it work, because S30 is the first ship which actually the entire heat shield has been removed and replaced, and they just waiting for the outcome of the flight 5, and that's why they are not in a big rush. So And as far as we could see, the easiest or the easier parts have been removed and replaced, and the most or the more complex parts included, for example, around the flaps and other structural things, they are waiting. So actually, the belly side of the ship has been replaced. I mean, the heat ties have been replaced. Maybe you can see that they are quite new parts, but around the flaps they are waiting, and maybe they will take more time.
But do I see that some of them are cracked?
Yeah, some of them are cracked, but yeah, it's strange. But yeah, they have still a lot of time to change them or replace them.
Yeah, or damaged. Some of them
But
has some chip marks.
this removal pattern is quite interesting. So why they remove like in this way, we don't know, but they should know, not us.
Yeah, Felix was speculating last week in one of the episodes that he suspects that they have some tile shortages, so that's probably the reason why they rolled out ship 33 as well without partially untiled bottom section, aft section. But we're gonna touch base to ship 30 in a second. Okay,
Okay,
maybe.
moving to the Mega Bay 1.
Mhm.
The one thing we shall talk about is the final and last piece, or the piece of the booster 15, which is the top of the methane tank section, and it was a 4-ring section which was moved inside the Mega Bay 1, and with that the entire methane section will be ready. I mean, when they are finished with the welds, and after that only the last action will be to join the bottom locks, so the liquid oxygen section with the top methane section, and with that 4 boosters will be ready in structural ways, of course, but they are in different phases of the construction. But the structure itself, I mean, this cylindrical structure will be ready with 4 boosters, which is quite an insane phase. So yeah, and yeah, maybe the Mega Bay 2. Yeah, maybe it's most interesting thing that S33 is ready actually, because the last part of this new Block 2 version Starship was the F section, which was moved 1.5 weeks ago, I guess, in the Mega Bay 2, and since then they have finished all the welding, and actually the S33 is born. So after the welding phase, they have to put it in the on this middle section, or this middle
Stand.
yes, and they will finish the body, because as you can see, or maybe you can't see currently, the aft flaps are still missing. So they will install them, and after they are checking the body of the S33, maybe they will take it to the masses, and they will do the first phase of the test campaign, which is all the time. It doesn't matter whether it's a ship or a booster, but they start all the time with the cryogenic
Propellant fueling.
pressure tests to check whether everything is okay, or there is a small leak anywhere in the body of the ship. So after it, they will take it back, and of course they will build the new Raptor engines inside. So yeah, but I don't want to rush the pace of the S33, because it has lots of time before the flight. Of course, we don't know how many ships will fly before the S33, but I would be surprised.
There aren't many, to be fair.
At least two.
It's either one or
at
two.
At least one, because S30 will fly for sure on flight 5.
At least one, and maximum 2.
Yes, but anyway, they S33 is still months before or prior to its flight, so they have lots of time to make the test campaign. But anyway, the first Block 2 ship is born, and it's actually it's a new phase of the Starship development.
Absolutely. Okay. Right. Definitely the aft flaps, the bottom flaps, going to have a different design. Most likely, we don't know yet. I don't think. Have we seen any? Have we spotted? I
There
don't
are some
think.
flyover pictures, but as far as
Yeah.
I saw, there are not much changing.
Maybe there
Uh,
was some around lying around Rocket Garden. No, I'm sorry, the Star Factory. But
Next to the
I
Star Factory, there are laid down some parts,
over
but
there. Mhm.
yeah, based on the flyover pictures, I couldn't tell whether they are different in ways of the
Uh-huh.
design, but I guess
Uh-huh.
they are the
Uh-huh.
same or
Some
almost the same.
some speculating that that's gonna have some sort of modification as well.
Yeah, but
But
actually, there shouldn't be too much reason to change the F-flap
yeah,
design because
it
most of
never
the
was a
problems
problem.
were with the forward flaps, and they were
Yep,
changed them, of course.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
that maybe the F-flaps working as expected. So yeah, that's why I'm saying that SpaceX engineers are not required to change the F-flap design because if it works, then it works.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, no, whatever works. There's no point changing anything about it. But
Yeah.
we will see. Obviously, the best confirmation is when we see the actual hardware fitted onto the ship. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. It's
Mm.
definitely the interesting bit. I really cannot emphasize how cool this whole development program is because I don't think a lot of people really understand globally that how open SpaceX is. And despite the fact that, as you can see on this photograph, now the two larger bays has doors, and this is the more regular situation that the doors are shut, so we don't really have the chance to have a sneak peek inside. Every now and then, when they do open the doors, then we can look inside. High bay somewhat is a better case because I don't think it has a door, does it? It doesn't have a door, I
No, no,
think.
it doesn't.
Yeah, so 24/7 we can look inside, but most of the cool things are now about to happen at the Mega Bay 1 and Mega Bay 2. So despite that, and also that the Star Factory was built, and now all the ring sections are welded together and put together inside. So all those nice days when all the ring section was laying down in front of the base, and then people were speculating that this ring section it belongs to this ship, or that, I don't know, ring section belongs to that booster. That time is kind of gone. So we can see how things are changing already, and we see less and less about the Starship production and design method, but still, it's still unparalleled what we can see at Starbase. And I think it's worth mentioning that anybody who has ever got the chance to go down to South Texas to Starbase, definitely make the trip there because it's once in a lifetime. You actually seeing the US, the future of the US rockets. I don't know, uh, rocket designing and rocket technology, and it's extremely cool. And even we've been there two years ago. None of the Starbase was the Star Factory was there. None of the office building. I don't think that Mega Bay 2 was there, and we had the
Only the
mid
Mega Bay
bay.
1 and the High Bay was there,
Yep.
so no Mega Bay 2,
Yeah.
but there
All,
there
all
was
the onion rings were there. The
onion
mid bay was there. So
onion tents.
onion
Onion
10.
rings are foods.
Onion rings are delicious. Yeah.
Are you
Onion.
angry? Okay, but yeah, just
It's
one
interesting.
one thing that yeah, I can still remember that times when actually we could measure the rings. So it was the news that the 10th ring was built, the 11th and the 12th, and wow, and it was still for the Mark One,
Yep.
and it was just a totally okay.
Different
I I I,
experience.
I don't want to say it out loud. But it looked like a very bit strange.
To be honest, I think it had its charm, and I think a lot of people are missing those times. Those were the Wild West times. I think
Yes, totally.
of yeah. So it was crude, and it was, the dust was blown by the wind, and I remember a lot of naysayers actually were talking about that. This is never going to happen. This is rubbish.
How
How
could it
can you
fly?
build?
Blah blah blah.
Exactly. How can you even build anything in the dirt? As the wind was blown by the dust was blown by the wind. So it's yeah, and they've come a huge journey since then, and it just looks beautiful. And to be fair, we were just talking about it. This factory area bit, it just started looking stunning. This black buildings, and as it follows the path of the road, I love it. It really looks so cool. It really looks like a factory now.
Yeah, the curve of the road actually follows. Oh yeah, I mean the building curve follows the
Hmm.
road curve, so it's quite nice design. And
It
yeah,
is.
as we can see in the ground photos, that actually they will attach it not in the first level but in the entire area. As you
Hmm.
can see, the structure is already installed. I mean this how do they call them? Okay, never mind. But you can see the office building is connected with the Star Factory on all levels, and maybe that's enough.
Because we've been speculating, right, that at some point everybody was assuming that they're not gonna be so for a long time it looked like it will be connected, and then at some point it looked like it won't be connected, and
Yeah,
now it's
because you can see it's angled, so it was a bit hard task or a nice challenge to connect every level, but they have done it. So
absolutely, absolutely. It looks really nice now.
yeah, and yeah, maybe all of this connection part will be f- uh, or yeah, the glass wall will installed
Continue,
all
yeah.
all along to the until the Star Factory.
Hmm.
So yeah, it will look like quite insane.
It's gonna look. It's like just like a big black sort of I don't know, long building. Okay, the glass looks a tiny bit different, but
Yeah, and
I
just
think
one more thing before I forget. The Star Factory is even more and more operating. So if we can peek inside, or yeah, there are some nice photos because there is a nice glass area which we can in through which we can peek inside what's going on, and we can see more nose cones, of course ship nose cones, and they just moving from the ground as mushrooms. So they are even more and more um, areas which are operating, and it's nice to see that because Elon mentioned back in June, I guess, that everything shall be operating until October, and it's already September, so they have only 1 month left, and of course some very nice and very big things shall be moved inside the Star Factory, and in the meantime they are connecting it with the office building, so they are never sleeping. So I just can't I just can't follow how much progress are going on. So yeah, and last week, I guess it was last week, KT leaders told in a conference that they are hiring 300 more people. So currently there are, I guess, a bit over 2,200 people working full time at the Starbase, and they will have even more, so 300 more people, because they just want to ramp up the production. And actually, that's the chain production line which are building right now up before our eyes.
yeah, yeah. It looks like they're really ramping up the work.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, time is squeezing. Let's be frank, and US is about to go to the moon, so they really need to start working fast if they really wanna achieve those goals. So, yep.
Yes, because China is coming.
China is coming indeed. Okay, let's see what's going on at the launch side. But before we do that, you definitely make sure you are following both channels. What about it main channel and what about it plus channel? Also, 24/7 camera is available for everybody. So if you anytime if you would like to see what's going on at Starbase or at the Port Canaveral, we always have cameras that's showing the current situation. And also, if you like what you see, definitely make sure that you are smashing that like button, you subscribing to both channels, and if you would like to support the channel, become a channel member or show your support on Patreon. Okay, now let's see what's going on at the launch site, because as the production site never sleeps, it looks like the launch site just does the same.
Yeah, it never sleeps at all.
Nope.
Like the same at the production side. All right, so yeah, I guess we can leave the most exciting topic at the end. Or yeah, I try to not run out from the time or off time, but let's see. So just we just going through first pad A, then pad B things, and then at the end, I don't want to give you the topic yet. Maybe you know about it, but okay. So let's go to the pad A first, which is of course the currently operating orbital launch pad or launch mount. And you can see, I guess, almost the entire or all of the cherry pickers of Texas State is working at the same time around the chopsticks, because there are enormous amount of work still. So we just can't imagine how many changes have been done in the last couple of weeks, and they are all for the preparation of the catching attempt for the Booster 12 on the Flight 5. And yeah, we just can we can be our or we can be an eyewitnessing, or yeah, that's not a good sentence. Okay, so we can just see that originally these chopsticks weren't made or weren't prepared for any catching attempt. So they have changed the plans, because at the first time they used it only for stacking and yeah, stacking operations, and they figured out in the meantime that for the catching attempt the chopstick wouldn't be strong enough, so they have to now do all of the structural replacements and improvements. As you can see, there are already nice brackets or frames installed inside of the chopstick arms, and that's because they installing a new bumper system. Maybe I can say that. And yeah, that's they are the main frames of these brackets, and you can see that some days ago they were already installing all along the chopstick arm these bumpers, and they are expecting from this that the connection, or yeah, the connection between the booster and the chopstick won't be so stressful, like in case of the poor booster 14.1 test article. Maybe because you remember that that's why the booster 14.1 got its nickname Slappy, because at the first test of the chopsticks weren't too smooth, and they just slapped poor booster 14.1 test article, and now these new things shall make it smoother a bit. I mean this process when the booster is just coming down at on the top of the chopsticks. Of course, we will see how will it work, but yeah, you can see visually how many changes are done on the chopstick, and that's why they say that maybe we can't be sure anymore that the Flight 5 will come in September. So even more rumors are saying that if we are lucky, then Flight 5 will come in early October, but we can't be sure, of course. But what is for sure that there are still very much things to do around chopsticks.
Mm.
So what's for left us? What's for us left is waiting, waiting, and waiting.
Yeah, as you know, if you've been I can't say a long time watcher because we haven't been doing these morning shows for too long, but if you watch the last few episodes, I'm keep on moaning about this, and I'm pretty sad that Flight 5 is just just pushed down and just get delayed, then and it seems like it's never gonna happen. Um, but seeing the chopsticks, let me just emphasize the size of it. So let's see. This is the whole Tower A or Tower One, and then just take a look at it. That how huge that chopstick is, and if I put back this photo again, just take a look at these are men
I
working
like
on the
small
chopstick.
ends.
Yeah, it's insane. The size of it. We've been there. We've seen it with our own eyes, and it's really hard. That sometimes the photos they don't do justice. Even though that there are people up there, when you are actually standing on the main road and you see it, it's unreal. It is huge, and how large the ship is going to be. The Starship, the full stack is I don't know. I would
The
like
Block
to
3
see one.
version, you mean?
Well, the block three is even crazier. So yeah, and back to the Flight 5. It's I don't know what to think about it anymore. I still again from my armchair engineer or not even that position, I would love to see them launching the current stack and then focusing on catching. I think I it feels like they are wasting some time now. They could move along, test these current full stack, and then sorting out ship 31, the tile system. I don't know. That's what I would do. Just smash that button and just launch them. Just yeah, don't hesitate, guys. Come on.
Yeah, and that's because we are talking this hardware things that nobody shall pointing towards to the FAA because it's not
No.
up to them like currently. So not the delay of the Flight 5 it's not because of the FAA currently because so many changes are still going on between the flights that SpaceX requires every time a new flight
License.
license. Thank you.
Mhm.
Of course, if they just want if they just want to make the progress faster, then they just could launch next to each other, following next to each other the boosters and ships, and in this case, no launch license, no new launch license would be required. But that's because SpaceX
So
thinks.
they have a batch license now, right? So
Oh
if
yes,
if they would repeat Flight 4, that they should not, they don't have to have a new launch license. They can
yes,
just
correct.
replicate and yeah, so they would just maybe just signal towards FAA they would like to do Flight 5 and they would like to get the permission in no time.
Yeah, because as far as I know, the previous launch license was given that
Hmm.
because of the ship and the booster improvements are not so big amount, a big
Significant, yeah. Hmm.
significant changes. That's why
Hmm.
SpaceX doesn't need a new launch license
Hmm.
one by one for every flight. But
Yep.
that because they are talked out that okay, we want to catch booster on flight 5. Of course, that needs a new flight flight things, and the FAA has to read between the lines again,
Of
and
course,
of
they
course
changed.
paperwork.
Yeah, they changed the whole thing, and then they need to reassess the whole
Yeah,
flight itself and the impacts to
but
the environment, and yeah,
let's be optimistic. In case of flight 5 will be totally successful, I mean the launch and the catching attempt as well, maybe we can see the flight 6 even even in shorter period of time, as currently we have to wait months and months long.
Anyway, it's
But
getting a
if we
little
are
bit.
thinking that the Flight 4 was only 3 months ago, it's not a long time because it was on 6th of June, I guess, if I remember correct.
Um, yeah,
So it's
I
almost
mean,
3 months. It's not a so long time. And just tell me one more rocket company all around the world who can just launch a very enormous rocket in a totally new stage zero, so a not totally new ground system. They can launch, I don't know, 3 or 4 rockets
I know one. I know one.
within
It's the
a year.
SLS rocket. Come on, and it's cheap.
Yeah, the SLS is our most famous rocket, of course,
Come
with
on,
the
I
nice
just
launch
heard that
cadence.
they. I've just heard that they're gonna build a new platform for peanuts. It's just yeah. I mean, it's just 2.5 billion
Yeah,
minimum.
it doesn't matter.
No,
Who
no, no.
cares?
I know, but I mean, at this point, we don't compare anymore. SpaceX to other providers. We compare them to themselves and where they're supposed to be. And since they are the ones who are actually providing, it looks like the rocket that is going to land on the moon. I'm sorry, but it's the game is on. They need to dictate the pace and get ready and do the things because it's now up to them. It's not
Mm.
up to ULA or I don't know Boeing or whoever,
Anybody else?
yeah, or Blue Origin. It's them who are
Mm.
actually providing it. So I mean, yeah, okay, it's 3 months is not really a long time, but if you think about it, that they wanted to perform after Flight 5, 4 or 5 more launches, or maybe 6. I mean, we're gonna be happy if we're gonna have 2 at this
Yes.
pace. So, I mean, if they're gonna launch in October, I mean, honestly, probably one more.
I could
And
I I could imagine, yeah, that the Flight 6 would
yeah,
come still in 2024, but yeah, let's see first when Flight 5 will come.
and don't get me wrong, if they have an epic failure or a scale of, I don't know, redoing some critical hardware like they had after IFT1, then don't get me wrong, I am absolutely accepting it. Yes, they need to carry out some monumental changes, but this is not the case. They are just putting the bar so high now that they could have done some more testing in the meantime and in the same time preparing the hardware, the Tower A or Tower 1 for the job for catching, but they are not doing it. They're just focusing on Flight 5, and that launch date is just pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed further away. So yeah, anyway, this is just me
But
not
yeah, Stephen Lewis uh, that has a good or a nice comment that the pace might pick up with an administration change. Yeah, that's another question mark. That after November, after the elections, what kind of administration will come? Because I don't want to go into politics, but maybe you know about the. I wouldn't say that all of the SpaceX guys shares the way of the thinking of Elon Musk, but yeah, that's why I don't want to go into politics. But
but
maybe
but okay, but tell me how this administration is holding back these procedures.
because they could just gathering more people to do the SpaceX things. I don't know.
But this is what SpaceX is doing right now. That's what Cathy Leaders announced. So I don't see
I mean the
how.
FAA guys can do, of course, a much quicker job if they
Again, it's not
if
up
they
to.
do
Anyway, I don't see how the administration has any change or impact right now on the workflow. I only see that SpaceX is taking its time, basically modifying Tower A. Maybe there are things that we don't know of. That's obviously a possibility, but at the moment I don't really see it how, let's say, the same or the different administration. I don't know. I don't see it.
Ah, yeah. but there are some other things in the background we don't
Yeah,
know about, and we don't
absolutely.
have to know about.
Absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
why the administration change will change a lot of things, which it's for sure. And but turning back to the tower A and the catching attempt, which is turning out actually the booster 12 will come back above the OLM. So maybe you didn't know about it, but or some previous renders showed that actually the chopsticks will catch it or try to catch the booster a bit rotated compared to the OLM, but actually the booster flight path is going down or going down above the OLM, because if you think about the bit of the physics, then you will see that the loads of the chopsticks, the two arms, will be equal when the two arms are in the same position. I mean, which is in the middle, and the OLM puts or the OLM shows or means the middle of this carriage system, and that's why SpaceX will try to catch the booster above the OLM, which has a big risk, because if the chopsticks cannot catch the booster, of course the booster 12 will just I wouldn't say totally ruin, but damage a lot on the OLM. And that's why they try to reinforce the OLM ring as well with the booster QD house and the plates on the top of the OLM. So they are preparing anyway to the catch attempt, and the flight path of the booster is quite interesting, but maybe that's the most safe way to try to catch the booster, because otherwise the carriage should take different loads on the right side, and maybe that's not the best option.
Right. I don't know. Do you find yourself sometimes that you start questioning the viability of Starship? By the way, or are you a solid believer that this is how it should be, and this, no matter what, is gonna work out, and so on and so forth?
I believe that the SpaceX engineers doing well their job, and they can learn a lot of their mistakes as well. If they have to learn from the mistake that the OLM will be destroyed because of the not so or because of the failed catch attempt, they will do even better solutions, and that's why the Starship will be even more reliable. So that's why it's of course currently it would be a step back, but in the future they can ramp up the production, the testing, the launches, and this OLM is anyway a development or a product or a prototype as well. So if they have doing a bit break or a bit break because of the OLM will be destroyed, then that's the path of the Starship, and maybe the NASA guys won't be happy at all. But looking at the pace, how the Tower B is going up, and the flame trench is built, and with that sentence we can just move to the Tower 2, because we are of course running out of time as always. But if we are just looking at the Tower 2 and the second orbital launch platform, we can see that the pace is coming up, and the flame trench is coming along nicely. And of course, as we mentioned previously, the structure of the Tower 2 is already finished. They have stacked all the segments, and now can come the new chopstick carriage system. Of course, they have to first install the rails, or the rails of the on the side of the tower, and they will install all the lines and pipes and everything. And as you can see on the picture, that the flame trench is coming along nicely, and they will dig out the inner part of this trench soon. But first, of course, they have to this sheet piling to try to rule out the water. How does they say the groundwater or below the groundwater? How does it they call it?
Groundwater.
Yeah, groundwater. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, so I just want to say that the new OLM is building up quite fast, and if the first OLM will be destroyed, then of course some months of or more months of the break will come. But after that, maybe in the first half of 2025, they can return to the flights, and yeah, we will see how does it affect the NASA plans. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to see the Flight 5. Whether it's failed or successful, never mind. We just can see a new Starship flying, and maybe that's the most important thing.
The reason why I ask you is because and just quickly just touching on the CSR Starbase, Zach Golden just rolled out a new video. By the way, we recommend you to watch it. It's gonna make your head hurt because it's full of really heavy informations about the iteration of the boosters and the future of the boosters and all the mistakes and technical problems related to the booster. And the reason why I asked that are you strongly believing in it, because I see that they've done a few modifications that, don't get me wrong, we know SpaceX, and SpaceX is doing really well, and they have an incredible track record with Falcon 9 and all the success that came with it. But with Starship, I see for a start, so they got rid of the legs. They had a really good experience with rockets with legs. So they came up with the fact that actually they're gonna catch the booster, which is fine on Earth, but at some point they really need to start doing legs on the ships because they need to build the so-called HLS version. So that definitely need some legs. So they need to tackle this problem. And also CSI Starbase is talking about, so Zach Golden is talking about how the autogenous pressurization system works. And basically the fact that that light bulb moment that Elon Musk had when he talked to Tim Dodd through the first walk around at Starbase. And Elon Musk actually pointed out that that's a really good idea to have some of the gases channeled back into the tanks and doing the autogenous pressurization with that instead of heat exchangers. Now, Zach explained that this is a source of CO2 ice and water ice ending up in the tanks, causing all kinds of problems inside the tank. And now they need to implement so many corrections, filters, how they can stop the blockage that destroyed the boosters in the past through test flights. And don't get me wrong, I otherwise I wouldn't be doing this program if I wouldn't believe in Starship. But I see that they are taking so much risks in terms of how they are doing it, and probably in a year time we're going to look back and say, wow, okay, there was a shadow of doubt, but at the end it turned out well, and we all, converted into the SpaceX team, and we love it. But at some point I just see that the catching attempts, the fact that they have no legs, it's gonna be insane if they're gonna do it. And the first time when they're gonna catch a booster or a ship, it's gonna look just awesome. But at this point, it seems like things are so complicated. just tell us, please, here at the live chat or later in the comment, that what do you think about this? Do you think this is the right path? Do you think that SpaceX is going to nail it eventually? Or how do you think the event's going to turn out? Because I think it's the most fascinating question that at the moment is SpaceX is facing with. So I love it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy every single minute of it. I just have my own doubts about it. That's it. And I think we can turn towards the last topic of
The
today,
topic.
the topic, because this little guy here, everybody's hero, the R2D2 of Starbase, sorry, is definitely is now something is going on with it, right?
Yes, so as the preparations tell us, Starhopper or Hoppy will be relocated somewhere else around the Starbase, and hopefully it won't get to a museum very far from the Starbase, because a Starhopper has to stay at the Starbase. That's out of question, I guess. So there are some thoughts where can be located. So I don't know whether we can go to the left from this point of view, because there is a parking
Well,
lot on the other
um,
side of the road.
I find a photo.
Okay, then you know what I'm talking about. So there is one option
Yes.
that Hoppy will stay around the launch site where it belongs, I guess, because Hoppy was the first to launch at the Starbase. So you can see there is a small parking area on the other side of the Highway 4, and if we can zoom in, yeah, if you can zoom in a bit to this orange thing, where the X marks, I don't,
There?
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit older picture, but since then there is a triangle area prepared. And what is triangle besides Starhopper? Nothing. That's the answer. So because of Hoppy has 3 legs, then it gets actually a triangle. So that's the first option that they will take it to here. And but there are people that they are thinking that it's not true, because actually there is a 1 hour, no, there is a 3-hour road closure time on the 4th of September, local time, midnight till 3 a.m. And they don't think that Hoppy requires 3 hours to relocate it here, because it's only a couple of meters from the current position. But anyway, Hoppy has to move from this point where it's sitting like right now, because you can see there is a new entrance built, and it's Hoppy is unfortunately in the way. So if SpaceX wants to widen the new entrance, of course Hoppy should go, and that's why everybody hopes that Hoppy won't be taken too far from the Starbase. So that's the first option. The other option is the new office building, and there is also a triangle cut out from the top of the building, and more people think that that's because they will just take a nice crane and they just pull inside from the top the Starhopper through this the triangle cutting out. So
If
that's the
if
other.
if you ask me, they should do it with style. Hoppy just should hop in there. That's it.
Yeah, just build in a one Raptor, and that's all.
Yeah, no
He can
complication.
do it.
Just land that thing in there. That's it. Easy.
Why not? Hoppy has done it once. Why couldn't they do it twice?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I would do.
Yeah, so that's the biggest question mark of the week. So where does Starhopper go? But maybe in our next show next Monday we will be more clever, and we will have more information about it, because as I mentioned, on the 4th of September everything shall be lightened up. And yeah, that's the other triangle cut out of the new office building. I don't know how they could put in because there are not so much room for Hoppe, but let's see what will be the solution of this big question. So yeah, that's the that's
That's
the
it.
most important and most exciting things nowadays. Of course,
Yep.
besides the two pads building. So I don't know. Do you have any more topics, Sabi? But from my side, that was everything.
Nope. I think we covered everything what we were supposed to today. So definitely, I think let's hope that things gonna ramp up very soon because we would like to see I don't know, some interesting stuff happening because yeah, I think we are so eager to see some action finally, and everybody was hoping that this year gonna be action packed. I don't know if it's gonna be action packed. I hope it's gonna be action packed, but it's at the moment I
In
just
two
don't.
weeks, that's the motto. In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah, we know that. Anyway, did you see any questions? Because I have not.
There
Stephen
was
Lewis
some.
said legs. Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Stephen
There
Lewis
was.
asked why
Sorry.
why the need to brace the welds on the chopsticks.
Brace the welds.
So why they need to, I think, strengthen,
Yeah,
as I
I guess
understand it,
that's
right?
that's reinforcement, and there is a new plate added by the weldings. So
Mm-hmm.
where they have removed the painting, they have installed or weld a new round um, thing. That's the reinforcement plate, I would say, and they are expecting from them that the whole structure of the chopstick will be more robust, and they can or yeah, the arms can withstand the weight of the
The
booster, because
forces, yeah,
an empty booster is still 270 tons, which is quite a lot.
one could say, yeah. Yes, Stephen Lewis was speculating that he was saying I was hoping Raptor 3s would have an internal cooling jack to vaporize pure oxygen for ullage, like it does on CH4, so methane, maybe Raptor 4. You were suggesting that Raptor 3 might be the answer for the problem, but again, we are not engineers, so I don't know. I just try to make sense of what Zach was saying at the Starbase CSR Starbase new video, which again I highly recommend to everybody.
I have to digest them. This
Yeah, oh no, definitely, definitely.
there's some information.
Yeah, but yeah, let's see, there's definitely very interesting developments. Okay, thanks for tuning in. We definitely will be back on Monday in a week time. As usual, we try to keep this Starbase time 8 o'clock, European time 3 o'clock in the afternoon sort of start, and I hope more and more of you gonna tune in. Please tell us what you think about the whole Starship project. When do you think Flight 5 is going to happen? How do you see this whole project unfolding, and just tell us your opinion because we would like to read it. We are eager to see it. And one very important thing, definitely tune in because every Tuesdays and Fridays there are the regular episodes from Felix, which are always jam packed with information and the new stuff about what's going on. So yeah, tune in. What about it? What about it? Plus, smash the like, subscribe, and support us on Patreon. Thank you for your attention. Take care of yourselves. David, we will be back next week, right?
That's for sure, yes. And
Okay.
hopefully we will have some news, a good news about Hoppy.
Yes, probably it will find its new place. All right, guys, take care of yourselves, and we see you next week. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Have a nice week. Bye bye.
Bye.